Good morning, second graders. Today is Friday, April 24th, and we made it through another week of our distance learning. Yay, it's Friday. I so wish that we could all be together so that we could have Fruit Loop Friday together and Popcorn Friday for lunch. I'm really missing each and every one of you very, very much. It's been a few days since I've done an alliteration day. So since it's Friday today, I'm going to call today Finish Work Friday. Now, so many of you have been doing such an awesome job on your distance learning, and I want you to know that my favorite part of distance learning is the fact that I get to see your work when you upload it to Seesaw and when you record your voices. I just love seeing your faces each day and hearing your voices, and it is so fun for me, and it makes me feel connected to you, and it makes me miss you even more because I can't be with you, but it also brings a smile to my face every day when I get to hear your voice and see your beautiful faces. So many of you are on Seesaw and doing that work, which I so appreciate. I love that. Those of you that are not on it, if you would want to do that, there's a sheet in your distance learning materials, the very first packet that your parents picked up, and there's a sheet that tells you how to join Seesaw with the class app. So look at that so that you can be on it too. There's only a few of you that aren't on Seesaw. So if you would like to do that, I would really encourage you to get on Seesaw. There's lots of fun activities to do. Now, I know that there's many of you that are doing all of the assignments, which I love, but if you're not, I made a list of some of the assignments that I've assigned that you can do, that you can upload, and I can see your work. I know that there's assignments from EL, and there's assignments from Launch, and Music, and Advanced Academics, and Art, and those are all super fun things. But sometimes it gets confusing when they're all mixed in with all of mine. So I thought I'd make a list so that you could see the different ones that I've assigned and that you can do those so that I can see your work. So here is the list of things, and there's even some more even before that. The first one that I've assigned since we've started distance learning was the weather graphing one. And if you look on your activity list of activities that are assigned in your Seesaw, there's even some other ones that students have done about like an I am me poem and I am special because, and some of you have even done those, so that's great. But since we started distance learning, this is the list that I've assigned on Seesaw. So we have the weather graphing one and the spring poem, and that one was one that you were supposed to read so that I could hear your fluency. And we actually introduced that one in a video from March 31st when it was Mrs. Hackensmith and Mrs. Mickelson and Mrs. Lunning all together. Mrs. Hackensmith told you about that one in our video. Some of you have done that, but lots of you could do that one if you haven't yet. Here's a spring acrostic poem, and that one was in a video from the three of us as well, the 3 second grade teachers. So you can do that. Then the next one was a curious moment where you have to create something. And some of you were very creative and did a good job with that. If you haven't done that, you might want to check that one out too. That's a fun one. Then the next 3 are about a book that I read to you in my April 8th video. So if you didn't look at that video, go back and look at that one. In my playlist, you can click on April 8th. And I read you a story called Molly Lou Melon. And there was 3 Seesaw activities that I assigned to go along with that book. So check those out. And then I also did an Easter ABC order. Some of you are so good at ABC order, so check that out. And then these 3 have stars by them because they were actually assigned in Seesaw, but they were part of your must-dos for reading. So hopefully you did those even if you didn't go on Seesaw. But they're on Seesaw for you to show me your work, which I love. And some of you did a wonderful job with that, so I appreciate that. It was the Dinosaurs Before Dark picture, plus 2 questions. There was a Scholastic News about this egg is fake, and you had to do the sheet that went with it. And then this one is Lions at Lunchtime, and that's all of our must-dos for reading this week. We put it on Seesaw so that you could share your work with us as well. And then the other one that I assigned was an Earth Day activity that we talked about on Wednesday. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 activities that I've assigned. And we've had 19 days of distance learning so far. So if you haven't had a chance to do all of these or most of these, and you would like something to do, I would really love to see your work. And those of you who have done all these things, wow, great job. Keep it up. I love it. All right, so we are going to look at our matrix today on this Friday. And since it's Finish Work Friday, and I'm going to have you finish some of these things that you haven't done, we aren't going to read any more chapters in our book just for today, because we're going to use today kind of as a little catch-up day where we don't have to do too many hard things. On your matrix it says, watch my YouTube video, reread your favorite chapter in the book. And so you could either read chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, or chapter 4 again, whichever one is your favorite chapter. Those are the chapters we've read this week. And then it says complete pages 8 and 9 in your reading packet. So those are pretty easy today too. Here's an alphabetical order page. And again, you can upload this in Seesaw. That's one of your assignments this week. So you just have to put those words right here in alphabetical order. Remember, they even gave you the alphabet right across the top. That makes it even easier. So you're going to notice there's a couple words that have the same letter. There's 2 A words. Okay, so then you're going to have to go to the second letter. And there's also 2 G words, gazelle and giraffe. So you're going to have to go to the second letter in those words too. But I know that most of you have done ABC order a lot and you're actually very good at it. So this shouldn't be too hard. 12 words, you got this. All right, and the other page that you're going to do is a word search. We thought that that would be something fun to do. To celebrate all the hard work you've done so far, we put a couple easy pages in there for you since it's Friday. And it's Finish Work Friday. So you can do any of those that you haven't done yet. Do any of these this weekend or today or next week or whatever. But hopefully you're finishing some of that work that I've assigned for you. All right. So that takes care of your must-dos for reading today. And now we're going to start math. So I'm going to switch the video camera around so that we can see our math sheet. So if you need to go get your math for yesterday to correct and today to work on, you need lesson 4 from yesterday, your independent practice page, and we'll correct that really quickly. And then today you need lesson 5. So if you want to grab that, you need your guided practice page and the Math in My World page. So grab that and I'll meet you in just a couple minutes and we will get going on our math for today. Okay, hopefully you grabbed your math and a pencil so that we can do our math. So here's our matrix for today. In math, we already talked about our reading one. So in math today, we have to do lesson 5 and the guided practice numbers 1 through 3 on page 556. So this is what you should have grabbed for today. Looks like this. Lesson 5, Analyze Bar Graphs. And it is page 555. And then your assignment will be to do the back, which we're going to talk about in just a second. There's 556. But first, we always go over what we did the day before so that you can see if you're correct. And I hope that you do that with me. I hope that you actually get your paper from what you did yesterday and correct it with me so that we can learn together, so that if you made any mistakes, you can correct those mistakes and fix them so that you don't make that same mistake next time. I'm going to adjust my camera here just a little bit, so it's going to kind of shake a little. Sorry about that. Okay, so yesterday we had to complete a tally. The tally chart we needed to complete, and then we needed to turn that into a bar graph. So hopefully you put these answers in your totals, because that's what each of those tally marks represents. And we were talking about the color of our shirt. So then we had to turn it into a bar graph. And so this is what your bar graph should look like. Red should have had 4, blue 6, black 2, and green 5. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it? And then at the bottom, you had to decide left-handed or right-handed. So there was 4 here, and there was 5 plus 1 is 6. Tally marks right there. And then you should have turned it into your bar graph, with left-handed being 4. Uh-oh, guess what? Mrs. Lunning made a mistake. Mrs. Lunning made a mistake. This shouldn't be there. So pretend I didn't do that. I don't know, I must have been not focusing, huh? See, even teachers make mistakes. So that should have gone up to the 4, and then this one should have been up to the 6. Ha! What do you know? That's kind of funny for your Friday, isn't it? All right. On the back, brain builders. It says use the data to fill in the bar graphs. And your bar graph, they were a little trickier this time because you had to figure out that there was 15 friends that were surveyed and only 13 chose specific ones in your story. And you had to figure out the rest of her friends voted for line. And I kind of helped you with this one a little bit because we knew that 6 plus 5 plus 2 was 13. So if we took 15 that were surveyed minus 13 that actually voted, there were 2 left. And that's how you knew that the 2 left voted for line. Okay? And this one I didn't help you with, although it was similar to number 4. There was 18 friends. 4 voted for chicken soup, 6 voted for vegetable, and you knew that 4 plus 6 is 10. So I showed you your number sentence over here. 18 minus 10 equals 8. And so how did you split 8 so that the same number voted for tomato soup and noodle soup? So 4 plus 4 equals 8, right? So that's how tomato got 4 votes and noodle soup got 4 votes. So hopefully when you filled in your bar graph, it looked like mine. All right, and number 6, suppose each square in the favorite soup graph above was worth 2 votes. How would your bar graph change? And I said, and hopefully you said something like this. It's okay if you didn't say it exactly, but something along these lines. First of all, if each vote was worth 2 votes, there would have to be a key telling that each vote equals 2. And also, in your bar graph, if each vote was 2, the bars would be half as long. So instead of this one going out to the 4, if each one was worth 2, it would be 2, 4. So your bar would only go to 2. And this one at 6, 2, 4, 6. So your bar would only go to the 3 if each vote was 2. That was kind of a tricky one, wasn't it? All right, today then we are going to start lesson 5, and it is about analyzing bar graphs. And just like every lesson, we start with our essential question: how can I record and analyze data? And we've talked about tally charts, we've talked about picture graphs, and now we're talking about bar graphs. So those are the 3 different ways so far in this chapter that we have analyzed and recorded data. So for Math in My World today, we're talking about healthful dinner. And since we're talking about bar graphs in our lesson, I bet you can guess we are going to make another bar graph. So let's read the directions at the bottom. And it says, survey 10 people. Ask them which dinner is the healthiest. Make a bar graph. Write how many votes each dinner got. So just like we've been doing, I'm going to call out some names of people in our class, and I'm just going to guess what they might pick. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I guessed right. But either way, it's fun to just hear your name on the video, even if I don't pick what exactly you might have picked if we were in school. That's okay. The point is we're making a bar graph, right? All right, so healthful dinner. Today, I am going to choose 10 names. And what I'm going to do with my pencil is I'm just going to put a light little dot in the box if I'd say that that's what you voted for. And then at the end, we'll make our bar graph, okay? So, Manuela, I'm going to have you go first, and I'm going to say that you're going to like chicken and broccoli. So I'm going to just put a small little dot in this box to show that that's what you voted for. Easton, I'm going to say that you like pizza, and it's going to be a healthy pizza. It's going to be like a veggie pizza or something, because otherwise pizza isn't all that healthy unless it's a healthy kind of pizza. But pizza can be healthy if you make it healthy. Courtney, I'm going to say that you like spaghetti. Tegan, I'm going to say that you like spaghetti too. And Corbin, I'm going to say you're going to choose chicken and broccoli. And Amia, I'm going to say that you're going to choose pizza. Ooh, so far, 2, 2, and 2. Mateo, I'm going to say you'd pick spaghetti. Hopefully you have whole wheat noodles to make it even healthier than normal, right? Dalen, I'm going to say that you'd pick chicken and broccoli. Gabby, I'm going to say you're going to pick chicken and broccoli too. And Jackie, so are you. And guess what? I'm not going to have any of you pick milk and cookies because we know that that's not very healthy at all, is it? Okay, so now that we've done our voting and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we've asked 10 students what their choice would be for healthy dinner, now we can turn these into a bar graph. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people voted, and so we're going to outline 5 boxes, and then we're going to color them in. Remember, this bar graph goes across, so you go from the left over to the right. And if you do it correctly, it should land on number 5. And notice we talked about this before. When you make a bar graph, the numbers go right underneath the lines. Not in the space, but underneath the line, so that your bar graph, when you draw it, your bar graph ends right at the number 5 line here. If you don't make a mistake like Mrs. Lunning did on the other page. Haha. All right, pizza got 2 votes. So we're going to color in the 2. Okay, and spaghetti got 3 votes. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to outline to the 3. Notice it ends at the 3. And we're going to color in that. And I made mine with different colors. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But if you'd like to, go right ahead. You can even just use your pencil if you don't have any colored pencils like I do. That's just fine. And now what we have to do is we have to write how many votes each dinner got. So chicken and broccoli got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pizza got 2. And spaghetti got 3. Milk and cookies got zip, because that's not even very healthy at all. Okay, and hopefully that was something that you can do, because you're going to try them on the back. All right, guided practice. Owen surveyed his class about their favorite ice cream flavors. Then he made a bar graph to show the data. So here is your tally chart, favorite ice cream flavor and the tallies. So you can see that chocolate got 7, vanilla got 3, strawberry got 5, and mint got 6. And then they turned it into a bar graph. Now, at the bottom, they asked some questions about how many more or how many fewer. And so we're going to do that, actually, on the healthy dinner, so that I don't give you any answers on the other side. But we could say on our bar graph that chicken and broccoli got 3 more votes than pizza. And we can also say that pizza got 1 fewer vote than spaghetti, because these are both lined up and there's 1 more spaghetti, which means there's 1 fewer vote for pizza. And so those are some comparison questions that you can ask using a bar graph. I could also say spaghetti got 2 fewer votes than chicken and broccoli. And I can turn that around and say chicken and broccoli got 2 more votes than spaghetti. See how those are lined up? Those are the same, and then this is extra. So that means chicken and broccoli got 2 more, and spaghetti got 2 fewer. Okay? So on the back again with our ice cream flavors, you can see that chocolate got 7, vanilla 3, strawberry 5, and mint 6. So that matches your tally chart, doesn't it? And so your job is going to be to answer the questions underneath. Owen surveyed blank classmates. Now it tells you the answer right there, but in order to find that, you would have to count all your tallies. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write in that answer because it's already there for you. But if you ever had to do that without the answer there already, you would just count the tallies. That's how many you know he surveyed. Or on the bar graph, you could count the boxes to see how many people that he surveyed, and you would get 21 that way too. Both ways are good ways to find that answer. And at the bottom, you have to use the bar graph below to complete the sentences. So number 1, the flavor with the least votes is blank. So look at the bar graph. Chocolate received 2 more votes than what? So which ice cream got 2 less than chocolate? Because chocolate got 2 more than that flavor. And number 3, what 2 flavors did a total of 11 students vote for? So look on your bar graph and figure out which 2 flavors equal 11. So count the boxes and see which 2 equal 11. And then your talk math. How could this graph help a teacher plan a class party? So go ahead and tell the family member about the answer to that question. And once you do these 3 easy problems and you've done page 8 and 9 in your reading packet, voila, you are done for the weekend. So I hope you get those done early in the day so that you could enjoy some extra time outside. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.